Welcome, everyone. It is 11:05 p.m. Eastern Time, guys, and welcome to Digital Goat Academy. I am your host, the Digital Goat, and welcome to Weekly Outlook, guys, where I give you pretty much my bias on certain currency pairs that I'm looking at throughout the market. Obviously, we know going into Wednesday, we'll have our market reversal, but I'm just going to highlight some things that I'm looking at and what my bias is on a couple of pairs, more so fundamental direction, more so than precise entries, guys. We'll get deeper into that Wednesday, and you can catch me at Crypto Lounge. I'm gonna do a Crypto Lounge at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. But guys, if you're following me on this channel, if you find value within this channel, please hit that like button as well as that subscribe button, as well as hitting that notification bell so you can kind of stay up to date on all my content, guys. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted, and I'm sorry, I normally push this out earlier, guys, but I had some technical difficulties, but I'm still going to make it do with what I promise every week, guys, giving you guys my outlook on what I think, currency pairs are doing within the foreign exchange market. So DXY, as I always state, wherever country you live in, you need to be following that currency, tracking it daily, guys. I'm in America, I'm in the United States. So I'm going to track my country's currency, which is the DXY, because it obviously holds value within my economy, right? So just like I stated last week, guys, if you were following me last week, DXY super bullish, extremely bullish. This matches up with what the Federal Reserve was pretty much looking for, that they're still hawkish, guys. They're still on the path of believing that the dollar is still going to rise, probably even higher than where it fell from, guys. And then we may see some weakness. I'm going to stand strong in that bias. For me personally, guys. So I'm looking at the dollar to climb high. I would tell you guys, based off the monthly time frame, I'm looking for the dollar to reach up into the 120, 119 price range, guys. So once we get to 120, 119, if we get there, I believe that's where we'll start see a decrease in the dollar's value, and then that may drive, the United States into a recession potentially, guys. So just keep out a look for that. But as you see right now, the market is obviously hawkish, bullish, right? So any pair that we're trading, we know that the market is going to be bearish against it. Now, I do want to highlight some other indexes, specifically the EXY, guys. That is the European index, right? So if you're in Europe, I would advise you to actually use this information. Now, the commissioner, I forgot what his position is specifically, but he's a commissioner of something dealing with finances. And I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. I'll probably put it in the description below, guys, so you guys can figure out that information or research it on your own. But this gentleman, he's obviously a big figure there in Europe. And he said that what struck me is that he said that the euro has hit peak inflation, right? So if you just look at the euro on the daily time frame, the highest it's reached this year within 2022, since we rose from September of 2022 up until up until January 23 or February 2023, guys. The market hit the high of 109, right? 109 or 110, basically like 101, 109, 110 euros, right? And we have pretty much decreased in value. And I had a gap over here, guys. So if you're familiar with gaps, the market swept that. Normally, if it was still bullish, it would have retested this gap and then move to the opposite side, but it swept it, guys. Now, obviously, the index is not open because the London session isn't open, so we'll be able to see what the market may be doing once the London session opens. But this is good news, because if we're at the potential top of this year for euro, we could be selling this thing all the way back down to its previous support, which is at 95. 95 is its previous support. So if price decides to come all the way back down there, we may be looking for buying zones, but that could take the entire year. That can take all the way until this year if we're all the way bearish, guys. And I'm expecting that, because again, when these figures, mention mention keywords and stuff. It's up to you as the trader, as the investor. It's up for you as a trader or as the investor to be able to navigate that and use that information wisely, but also catch on to some of the phrases that they're saying. Like he said, peak, like look up the definition of what it means for something to hit its peak, guys. That means we should see a turnaround, and the turnaround is pretty violent. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, this market won't just move its way down, you know, in the fashion that we would like, but we see the pathway. So if the pathway is to the downside, guys, all we have to do is just find the pullbacks, get in, get out. You know, so that applies to a currency pair like Euro USD, which makes sense because we've been tracking the dollar so far, right? Let me pull up Euro USD and look at its depiction, guys. Look at how equivalent. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up side to side. This is something that I've been doing lately. So I'm gonna pull up Euro USD to the side of the Euro index, and I want you guys to see it. And I'm gonna find how it looks and correlates on its certain time frame, right? So it doesn't have to be the same time frame that the it doesn't have to be the same time frame that the where are we at? How come I don't see you? Euro USD. Let me add it over here, guys. Euro. All right. Okay. So what I want you guys to see is that we're in a monthly time frame now. So it doesn't obviously look like what the Euro index looks like. But let's go to a smaller time frame and see if you guys can see what I'm showing you. I think it was like on an hour or something like that. Okay. So this is on the daily time frame, guys. Daily time frame that Euro USD looks almost identical to the Euro index. Are you guys seeing that, right? Almost identical to the Euro index. So what does that mean? When the Euro index starts making its pullbacks and stuff like that, we should see Euro USD do the same thing and follow suit until it's ready to sell again. I will tell you that the area that I'm primarily looking to sell, if the momentum doesn't, you know, forcefully force it down, guys, is anywhere from 0.855 or 0.85 50 to 0.8 to 0.8750, right? That's the area that I'm looking to sell. If you look at it, if you just put a fib to it for all my traders that use fibs out there, you'll see that that puts us in between 38 to 618 or 61% of that move or of that candle, guys. 38 between 38% to 61%, guys. Normally the market does what? Retrace 38 to 50% of a move or of a candle, depending on the time frame. Obviously, it's still the same thing. It's a move, guys, and then we'll continue in its direction. Definitely, obviously, use the common sense factor of like a previous low or a previous high. So if it decided to pull up, guys, this will be the previous low if it doesn't carry on and then try to sweep, you know, on the opposite side. So if we don't have the market return, again, it's Sunday and Monday, so obviously don't look for these type of moves like today, but it's possible, guys. But if we don't get it to return back up to 50%, like within like the next 2 days and stuff, what'll probably happen, well, within tonight, what'll probably happen is that it'll continue, and then what it'll do is sweep it on the other side. But if it sweeps it on the other side, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go higher. So if we get this move tonight, more than likely, it'll push down and then maybe play around up here before it decides to move down. So I can see the market, if it decides to push up and respect the retest, guys, I can see that taking like a 2-day process. But if not, the sell is strong like today all the way up until Monday, probably Monday New York session. And then, you know, obviously look for another entry on the pullback, guys, right? I just wanted you guys to see that. Look how easy you can correlate that to one another and be able to take a potential move off of the bias, off of the index, guys. Now, the United States dollar is a factor. So just because it looks like it doesn't mean that that's where the retest will be. The retest could be higher up, guys. you obviously got to be open-minded and play objective to what the market is showing you. I would say that based off like the news that Euro has, like for tonight, we can very well see that market possibly pop up and then pop down within tonight, guys. There's a lot of news within the Euro index. I just wanted you guys to be able to see that. So let me go to another pair that I'm looking at, and I want you guys to be able to make a decision on your own, because obviously today is Sunday. I'm only looking for small moves, and then once we go into Monday, I'm really not even looking for moves up until like Tuesday evening, guys. But again, depending on what you want to do, it doesn't matter. But I'm just giving you guys my premise on what I believe. So overall, until you catch the pullback, I'm looking for the euro to be bearish, as well as like GBP, USD. So I'm looking for those to be bearish. We just have to catch the pullback. Now, DXY, like I said, DXY popped up, guys, popped up very aggressively, last week. So did USD, JPY, guys, right? So it's going to reflect what the dollar is doing now. Excuse me, man. Now, I was showing the team earlier today that the UJ did actually gap up. It gapped up. So what we should be waiting for is some type of return here, and then the market should pick up. Now, the neat thing about it is that it's a strong momentum. Normally, when you have strong momentum, the market tends to move with aggression off of that strong momentum, right? So even if we just probably flip it to a Hakanashi candle, right, just to kind of see what the momentum is, you'll see that this thing is completely bullish, like completely bullish. Look at these momentum candles. I mean, super strong. So unless something comes out and sweep it all the way down here, we have to believe that the market is overall aggressively bullish. Now, there's a point that I'm trying to make, because it's like, so what is bullish, right? I can kind of see that. Well, guys, the higher the momentum, the shallow the pullback. That's of my own discovery. That's not something that you're going to learn from like the banks or learn reading from a book. But the higher the momentum, the stronger the more shallow the shallow the pullback, right? So what I mean is that whenever there's high momentum in the market, we're always taught to, when you use Fibonacci, again, 38 to 50%. Obviously, 618 is the gold zone. So 38%. Let me actually get rid of that for 34%. All right. So you guys see right here, 38%. We have 0, 23, 33, 38, 50, 61, 78, 78, and 100, right? So just break it down. Even if you don't know how to use Fibonacci properly yet, guys, it's just breaking down the moves into percentages. And when you're able to capture that, you understand based off the rules that you've learned that the market could retest this area and continue in that direction if you're in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? That's only if you're in the right direction. If you're in the wrong direction, this will work heavily against you. That's so in order to figure that out, it's like, obviously look at the trend. Move the fib in the direction that you expect the market to go. So I expect it to go up. So that means I have to start from 100% all the way to 0. That's where my 100% would be, down here, right? So 100% wick to wick, 100% of this move. And it just makes sense, right? So this move starts falling, we can say that the market returned 100% of that move. Not rocket science, right? So what we're looking for is the market to return 38%, right? That's a shallow retracement. So the market could definitely return here and then pop up. I would definitely see it. And then if you see it lines up with what? A previous high. So if something like this were to happen, within tonight or today, whatever the case may be, market jacks up, does one of these numbers, and then towards New York session, it decides to make its move up, it would make sense because we're at a previous high, right? Super sense, you know what I'm saying? Just very simplistic within trading. Obviously, if there's news, it could drive it deeper. But again, this is strong momentum to the upside, guys. So I'm looking at shallow pullbacks in order to take the market up until it decides that maybe I want to come back a little bit lower. So don't be fooled. It hits a level of resistance, definitely could make its way all the way back down here. But as far as the momentum, we're to the upside. The only thing you have to worry about now is catching the pullback. So don't make it any harder than it needs to be, guys. Let me see what else I was looking at. Oil. I am expecting for oil to start rising. I know we had a move where oil actually fell to the downside. If you look, it's at some structure right now. I expect oil to start rising with the dollar once the dollar starts, moving to the upside again, guys. So just keep that in mind. Pay attention to, everything you're looking at in the market. But like I said, these are some great moves that we had last week that gave us some very good data to be useful for this week on. And we don't have NFP to worry about. We just have to worry about all the scattered news that didn't make it an NFP transferring over to this week, changing the conditions of the market. But guys, it's set in stone. You've seen, these moves based off of like the indexes that we're at high positions in the market. If it decides to go up a little bit higher, then obviously we'll be able to spot that, guys. But these are high positions in the market. And, following some of these political figures, and I'm not just saying like a Republican and a Democrat, like, or politicians. I mean, people that could actually influence the market by their words. So whatever currency you're looking at, see what figure, what person is speaking about that, and if it could affect it, guys, because that may change the dynamic of what you're looking at. But these are clean moves, like clean moves to where it's like it's going to be unbelievable if these moves play out like within today and tomorrow, like Sunday night up until Monday morning, right? It would be crazy, but they look like they would be promising, guys. I'm not saying that to entice you because obviously, on Monday and Sunday, Sunday, Monday, not good trading days. But again, I play off entries, and these were kind of some trades that I've been documenting since last year, guys, where I expected them to fall. They didn't, but now we're at a high point, and we have influential figures saying that we're at peak inflation, and the Federal Reserve is like we're still hawkish. So all the signs are there. We just have to respond accordingly, guys. So appreciate everyone that supports me. You guys can catch me Tuesday night. You won't be able to see it live, but obviously the recording. I'm gonna do a crypto lounge. So I'm gonna talk about cryptocurrency at 9 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. What day is that? Let me see. February is the 5th. What is that? The 7th. I don't know why I couldn't just count the 2 days, right? The 7th, guys. So Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, guys, you can catch me doing a crypto lounge, talking about cryptocurrency. We're not going to really do any plays. We're just going to talk about its progression and some resources that I use myself that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. But again, guys, I appreciate everyone that supports the channel. It doesn't go unnoticed. Again, feel free to comment, guys. But again, if you find value in my channel, hit that like button, of course. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date on my content. And guys, I promise you, we are going to the top. We are going to the top. So I'm going to see you at the top, and I'm going to take everybody that's with me on this journey to the top, man. Thank you, guys. God bless. I'll see you guys Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.